Good morning. It is the day before I leave for my trip, and I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is this camera sucks so much that you can't see how dirty and oily my hair is. The bad news is my car has been making a very strange sound for like the past 2 weeks maybe, and originally I wasn't really going to get it looked at. I wasn't too worried about it, but I've decided that I need to be smart and safe. So I came to get it looked at, and I have a old family friend that works here, so he actually drove my car around with me and told me what it was. And actually my brother told me what it was last night too, but he told me just to check, make sure. But so there's a wheel bearing in the front of my car that is going, and it's something that has to be replaced before a road trip. So that's parts and labor and not in the budget, and I'm just trying to take it for what it is and know that that's kind of all part of all of this, and I'm just hoping that it's not astronomically expensive. We'll see though. I don't know. I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep going about my day, doing what I got to do, wait for the phone calls to come in about cost and where I can take it last minute and things like that. In the meantime, I have to go to the grocery store and buy the last couple of things that I didn't get yesterday. I've got to do some cleaning. I've got to do some packing. There's a whole list of things. So that's what I'll do while I wait for the rest of the news. All right, so once again, some good news and some bad news. Good news, my friend at Advanced Auto was able to get me into a mechanic this morning, and they're going to fix my car. Bad news is I had to leave my car there. I have 4 days worth of stuff to do, less than 24 hours to do it, and I don't have a car. And part of what I need to do is pack my car, and it's really hard to pack my car when it's not at my house. So I'm currently walking around downtown to find something to do other than sit in a mechanic shop. It's definitely sprinkling, so I'm getting rained on because I don't have an umbrella, and I don't have a car. My brother is going to pick me up and take me home, but he's going to be a little while, so I'm hoping one of these shops are open, but they're probably not because it's 8:30 and it's just a small town, so they probably don't open yet. But it's an interesting start considering the actual trip hasn't even started yet. So hoping to be home within the next 30 minutes so I can get some stuff done. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. So I'm sensing a pattern for today because once again I've got good news and I've got bad news. We're going to start with the bad news. I got a phone call that it wasn't just the wheel bearing that was damaged, the hub was also damaged, and that part by itself cost $200. So the bad news will be whatever this final bill is. Sorry about that, some people walked in. So that was the bad news. The good news is that I'm not going to break down on the side of the road because my wheel bearing went bad and a whole bunch of other stuff happened. So the good news is that my car is going to be safe and ready to drive and good to go, and that's what is really important here. So that's what I'm trying to remember as I prepare for this bill, this unexpected bill. Also, it's 5:30 the day before I leave, and not a single thing is in my car ready to go. I finished most of the cleaning. My car is fixed. There's a bunch of stuff all over my bedroom floor, but that's about it. So we'll see what happens. So I was going to try and record this in the shop when I found out, but I was a little bit of a mess, so I couldn't do it. But needless to say, I won't be leaving tomorrow morning because I don't have a car. And that's kind of the number one thing that you need if you're going to go on a road trip is a car. So something happened with the parts. The parts didn't fit together right or something, and now we have to wait till the morning till place is open to see if anybody has a part and how far away are they and when can they get it. And then it takes like at least 2 hours to get those put back in the car. And so yeah, I was supposed to leave today, and then about a week ago I pushed it back to leaving tomorrow, Wednesday. And now I'm having to push it back even further. I'm going to try not to cry, but it's clearly not working. I mean, I don't even have a car to pack. It's like trying to go on a trip without a suitcase. Like, my car is my suitcase, so I can't even pack anything. And right now, my bedroom looks like this. And there's nothing I can do about it. Literally, it's out of my hands, and I just have to sit around and wait. Which is super frustrating, because it's not really how I wanted this trip to start. It's not really the vibe I wanted the trip to have, you know, first off. But and I said from the beginning that I knew there would be highs and lows and ups and downs, and that it would all just kind of be part of it. I just didn't really expect a low quite such a big low quite so soon. So when I'm leaving is to be determined, which is really frustrating because it means I can't schedule anything or plan anything or buy tickets for anything. And I'm trying to use it as a chance to just have a nice, relaxing, calm evening with my mom and have dinner together, and without having to worry about packing the car and packing clothes and just going crazy the night before. So trying to do that. And my cat said the silver lining is that she and I get to spend more time cuddling. So there's that. And this is one of the things that I struggle with, is having a plan or a schedule or an idea of what's going to happen. And then when it changes, that's really hard for me. And it used to not always be that way. This is more of a recent development in the last few years. So this is something I'm trying to work on. So, and I said from the beginning, this would be a journey of healing. And so maybe this is just a chance for me to practice that idea of being able to roll with the punches, and when things happen that aren't what you planned, being able to find a way to change your perspective without freaking out. So, I mean, I did cry about it. Not for long, but I did cry about it, and I think that's okay, but I think what I need to learn from this is that stuff's going to happen, and it's going to have to be okay, and you're going to have to figure out a way to make it work for you and find some good in it and move forward. So that's what I'm doing. So I don't know. I don't know when I'm leaving. I don't know when I'll get to my first destination. I don't know. The one thing that I knew about this trip, the one certain thing, was when I was leaving and where I was going and what time I'd be there, and now I don't even know that. So that's a little unsettling, just because I don't handle that kind of thing well, but area for growth, I guess. Yeah, so I guess I'm hoping still that this is my last evening at home and that I will still be able to leave tomorrow. So since that's my new plan, it's just leaving at some time tomorrow, I guess I'm going to go and enjoy a relaxing evening with my mom and have a delicious dinner. Maybe watch some TV or a movie together and let it be a nice night. And wake up in the morning and just take it as it all comes. It's about 9:30. I'm no longer as upset as I was earlier. I'm still frustrated. And I think that's fair to be frustrated, but I'm not upset about it really anymore. I've kind of come to like the idea that I don't have to rush around tonight and I don't have to rush around tomorrow morning, and that I've got some time to just kind of casually go about things and get it done as it happens and not have to rush around or like adhere to some really strict time schedule or whatever, because that was kind of the whole point of this trip, was that I could do things on my own time, on my own schedule. And I had kind of set a timetable for myself for tomorrow of leaving at 5:30 and getting there by 11 or something like that, but that was completely arbitrary, sort of. And there was something I wanted to do tomorrow night at a specific time, but it's not absolutely necessary. So I've kind of let it grow on me, and I've kind of sitting in it, and I feel okay about it. I feel good about it. It's not how it was supposed to go. It's not how I'd planned it out to go, but I'm using this as a learning moment. When your car makes a funky noise, you don't wait until the day before your road trip to have it looked at. You go when it starts to make the funky noise. And I'm learning that when things don't necessarily go as planned, the second best plan is sometimes just as okay, and it doesn't require you to freak out or decide that everything's a wash or anything like that. So, like I said, this whole next month is going to be a period of learning and growing and healing, and so I guess it just started early. I was actually able to use the evening to have dinner with my mom, and we watched a TV show together, and we kind of chatted and cleaned up together and stuff. And so it was really it turned out to be a much nicer evening than it would have been if my car was here and I had to pack. So that was kind of an unexpected, nice turn of events, considering how upset I was. And to find out what happened with the car, or if I'll be leaving, or when I'll be leaving, check back tomorrow and you'll find out.